Welcome back to Inside the USA. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Emma.
And today we're diving into a topic that's sure to be on everyone's minds. Especially as you start thinking about those golden years.
Oh, yeah.
We're counting down the top 10 states that might make you think twice about retiring there.
Yeah.
Due to some pretty hefty costs and taxes.
Right.
Think of it as our little public service announcement.
Yeah.
To help you keep more of your hard-earned money
Right.
where it belongs.
Exactly.
In your pocket.
In your pocket, yes.
All right, let's get started with number 10, Washington.
Okay.
Now, when you hear no state income tax,
Right.
you might think retirement paradise.
Right.
You would think so.
But hold your horses.
Yeah.
Because it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Not exactly.
That's right. You have to look beyond the surface with Washington.
For sure.
The lack of a state income tax might sound appealing, but they make up for it with a pretty regressive tax system.
Now, for those who aren't familiar with that term, a regressive tax system means that people who earn less end up paying a higher percentage of their income in taxes compared to wealthier residents.
Yeah.
And that can really add up, especially for retirees who are often living on a fixed income. In Washington, the bottom 20% of earners end up paying a staggering 17.8% of their income in state and local taxes,
Oh, wow.
while the top 1% only pay around 3%.
Hmm.
Not exactly the picture of fairness, is it?
No, not at all.
Not really. And to add insult to injury, the state leans heavily on sales tax to compensate for that missing income tax revenue. It's 6.5% at the state level, but then local governments can pile on their own sales taxes on top of that.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because you go to the store and you're like, oh, this is this price.
Yeah.
And then they add on like another $1 something at the end.
Yeah.
So, wait a minute, what was that?
The average combined sales tax rate across the state is a whopping 9.38%, and some areas even reach a dizzying 10.4%. That's a serious chunk of change, especially for everyday purchases.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as if that wasn't enough, Washington also boasts one of the highest gas taxes in the nation, a painful 52.8 cents per gallon.
Yeah.
So much for those scenic road trips you were dreaming of.
Yeah, those fuel costs can really add up,
Yeah.
especially if you want to be out and about.
Especially if you're retired.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about the estate tax, which kicks in for estates valued over $2.2 million. So if you've worked hard and built up a sizable estate, be prepared for a significant portion of it to go to the state.
Right.
So Washington might have its charms, but it definitely comes with a hefty price tag for retirees.
For sure.
Speaking of high property taxes, let's move on to number 9 on our list. Illinois, the land of deep dish pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, unfortunately, some of the highest property taxes in the country.
I love Chicago.
Now, you might be thinking, how bad can it be?
Yeah, how bad could it be?
Well, the average effective property tax rate in Illinois is a jaw-dropping 2.27%.
Wow.
That's almost double the national average.
Yeah, that's a lot.
To put that into perspective for you, if you own a home in Illinois valued at around $289,000, which is pretty close to the median home price, you're looking at a property tax bill of over $6,500 every single year.
Gosh, that's like an extra car payment every month almost.
It's like paying a second mortgage.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting the other taxes Illinois residents have to deal with. There's also a flat income tax rate of 4.95% in those sales taxes we talked about.
Yeah.
Well, Illinois has some of the highest in the nation.
Right.
The state sales tax sits at 6.25%, but once you factor in those pesky local taxes, the average climbs to 8.81%, and some areas even surpass 10%. It's like they're taxing you just for breathing.
You know what? It really does feel that way.
Yeah.
It really does.
It really does feel that way. And unfortunately, there's a chance those taxes could go even higher in the future.
Yeah.
The state has been grappling with budget shortfalls and pension liabilities for years, which could lead to even more financial strain on residents.
Right.
So while Illinois might have its appeal for some retirees, those high taxes, especially on property, are something to seriously consider before making the move.
It's a big consideration.
Yeah.
For sure.
From the Midwest, let's head over to New England and talk about number 8 on our list. Vermont. Now, Vermont's known for its picturesque landscapes, maple syrup, and a certain independent spirit. But it's also got a reputation for high taxes.
Right. Beautiful place, though.
That's right. When it comes to income tax, Vermont uses a graduated system with rates that start at a reasonable 3.35%, but can climb all the way up to a hefty 8.75%.
Okay.
8.75%. That's a big chunk of change, especially if you're living off a fixed retirement income.
Yeah, especially when you're on a fixed income.
And if you're thinking about starting a business in your retirement years to keep busy or supplement your income, you'll also be facing a corporate income tax that ranges from 6.0% to 8.5%. So working and living in Vermont both come with a pretty substantial tax burden.
Yeah, you're really working for that money.
Yeah, you are.
That's for sure.
And let's not forget about property taxes. The average effective rate for homeowners in Vermont is 1.56%, which might not sound too terrible until you compare it to the national average. But it gets even worse in certain counties like Windsor County, where the property tax rate jumps to a whopping 2.13%. That's significantly higher than both the state and national average.
Yeah, and property taxes are one of those things that can really sneak up on you. Because it's not like you're paying it every month like you do with your income tax or your sales tax. It's just this big lump sum that comes due once or twice a year.
Right.
And it can be a real shock to the system.
It can.
Especially if you're not expecting it.
Especially if you haven't budgeted for it.
Right, exactly.
So while Vermont might conjure up images of charming villages and peaceful countryside living, retirees need to be aware that idyllic lifestyle comes at a price.
Yeah.
Now, for number 7 on our list, we're heading down to Connecticut, a state known for its beautiful coastline historic towns and, well, a reputation for being a bit pricey.
A little bit pricey.
Yeah. To put it mildly, Connecticut has one of the highest state income tax rates in the entire country, with a top rate of 6.99%. So even if you're not in the highest earning bracket, you're still giving a significant portion of your income back to the state.
Right.
And while there are some exemptions for lower-income retirees overall offer, Connecticut isn't exactly known for being a tax haven for those living on a fixed income.
No, it's not.
And then there are those property taxes we keep talking about.
Right.
Well, Connecticut's average property tax rate is around 2.14%, putting it right up there with the highest in the U.S.
My goodness.
Owning a home in Connecticut can feel like a luxury reserved for the wealthy.
It really can.
And let's not forget about the sales tax, which sits at a seemingly reasonable 6.35%. But here's the catch. Connecticut taxes necessities like clothing and footwear if you spend over $50.
You've got to be kidding me.
Plus, there's an estate tax to consider. It feels like they're taxing you from every angle.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the rest of this countdown. And while you're at it, leave us a comment down below and tell us what you think about these states so far. Have any of them surprised you?
Yeah, let us know what you think. We love hearing from you guys. And we are back.
And we're back with the top 6 states that might make retirees reconsider their retirement plans. Let's jump right back into it with number 6, Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota often gets labeled as a high-tax state. And you know what? They've earned that reputation. They have this graduated income tax system where the rates start at 5.35%, which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
But for those higher earners, it can climb all the way to 9.85%.
Right.
9.85%.
Oh.
That's almost as high as Oregon's top rate, which we'll be getting to soon. And to make matters even worse, Minnesota also has one of the highest corporate income tax rates in the entire country, sitting at a hefty 9.8%.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of starting a little side hustle in your retirement, Minnesota might not be the most welcoming environment for that.
Right.
And let's not forget about those sales taxes. The state sales tax is 6.875%, but when you add in the local taxes, the average combined rate jumps up to 8.04%.
Wow.
So you're getting hit with taxes on your income, your purchases, and even your property.
Yeah, it's death on taxes, right? And
Yeah.
sales tax.
That's right. Property taxes in Minnesota are also above the national average with an effective rate of 1.02%.
Yeah.
It all starts to add up.
Yeah.
But hold on a second. I've heard people say that Minnesota has fantastic quality of life.
They do.
They have great schools, low crime rates, and a strong sense of community. Could those higher taxes be contributing to those positive aspects?
That's a really good point, because sometimes the states that have higher taxes actually do have better quality of life because that tax money is going back into the community,
Right.
into funding those things that make life better for everyone.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And it's something to consider. A lot of those high taxes go towards funding things like education, healthcare, and infrastructure.
Yeah.
So it's not like the money's just disappearing. It's being invested back into the community.
Exactly.
So it's a trade-off like we've seen in some other states. You're paying more in taxes, but you're getting something in return. It really comes down to your priorities and what you value most in your retirement years.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to number 5, Oregon. Now, Oregon's known for its stunning natural beauty, its thriving craft beer scene,
I hear they have great beer.
and something that might make retirees' ears perk up.
Yeah.
No sales tax.
No sales tax. Sign me up.
No sales tax.
That sounds great.
That sounds like a dream come true.
It does.
It does sound tempting, right?
It does.
But don't get too excited, because they make up for that lack of sales tax with a pretty hefty income tax.
Okay.
Just how hefty are we talking?
I'm scared to ask.
Well, Oregon holds the title for the highest top marginal income tax rate in the entire country, a whopping 9.9%.
Wow. Wow. That's even higher than Minnesota's top rate.
It is,
It
yeah.
is. And that rate kicks in for incomes over $125,000 for single filers and $250,000 for joint filers. So if you're bringing in a decent amount of income in your retirement, you'll definitely be feeling the impact of that tax rate.
For sure.
And it's not just income tax either. Oregon also has a corporate income tax rate of 7.6% on income over $1 million.
Oh, my goodness.
And those property taxes we keep talking about, well, they're not insignificant in Oregon either, with the effective rate of about 0.98%.
So basically, you're trading off the sales tax for a higher income tax.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it sounds like Oregon's tax system is designed to take a bigger bite out of higher earners, whether they're working or enjoying their retirement.
Yeah, it really does.
That's one way to put it.
But it's important to understand that there's a reason behind these high taxes.
Okay.
Oh, enlighten me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, Oregon is known for its strong commitment to environmental conservation and social programs. Those higher taxes help fund things like parks and green spaces, renewable energy initiatives, and a robust healthcare system.
Okay, so that's where that money is going.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's a similar situation to what we discussed with Minnesota. You're paying more, but you're also getting something back in the form of quality public services and a commitment to sustainability. It all comes down to weighing your priorities.
Right.
Now let's head back east for number 4 on our list, New Jersey. The Garden State might be known for its beautiful beaches, its bustling boardwalks,
Boardwalk fries.
and its delicious diners. But it's also known for something else,
What's that?
high taxes.
High taxes.
Yeah, you can say that again.
And one of the biggest culprits in New Jersey's high tax reputation is property tax.
Oh, yeah.
Just how bad is it?
Well, New Jersey has one of the highest property tax rates in the country, with an average effective rate of 2.08% on owner-occupied homes. So if you own a home worth, let's say, $300,000, you're looking at over $6,000 a year in property taxes alone.
Wow. That's a big chunk of change.
Yikes. That's a significant expense, especially for retirees who are often living on a fixed income.
It is.
And it doesn't stop there. New Jersey also has a 6.625% sales tax on most consumer goods.
Yeah,
And let's not forget about that income tax.
right.
New Jersey has a graduated income tax system with rates ranging from a low of 1.4% to a staggering 10.75% for the highest earners.
Oh my goodness.
10.75%.
That's going to hurt.
It does, especially for retirees.
It does, especially if you're on a fixed income.
Yeah.
And there's more.
Ooh,
New Jersey also has a corporate income tax ranging from 6.5% to 9%
Wow.
and an inheritance tax. So it feels like they're taxing everything.
Pretty
So
much.
They pretty much are.
Yeah.
They even have one of the highest gas taxes in the country at 42.4 cents per gallon.
And if you're a smoker, be prepared to shell out an extra $2.70 per pack in cigarette taxes.
That's a lot.
So in New Jersey, you're getting hit with taxes when you buy your home,
Right.
when you go shopping,
Right.
when you earn income, and even when you fill up your gas tank.
Yeah,
It's something to keep in mind when considering this state for retirement.
absolutely.
All right, before we reveal the top 3 states that might make retirees think twice, let's take a quick pause and ask our viewers to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell.
Yeah.
It really helps us out and ensures you don't miss any of our deep dives into fascinating topics like this one.
Yes. And while you're there, leave us a comment.
And while you're at it, let us know in the comments what you think about these states so far.
Yeah. Are you surprised by any of these?
Are there any that has surprised you? Any that you think should or shouldn't be on this list? We love hearing from you. With the top 3 states that just might make retirees want to hold on to their wallets a little tighter.
Yeah, for sure.
Coming in at number 3 is a state known for its iconic skyline, its vibrant culture, and a tax burden that's almost as impressive as those skyscrapers.
Oh, I know this one.
We're talking about New York.
New York City, baby.
New York has this reputation for being an expensive place to live.
Right.
And let's be honest, it's a reputation that's well-deserved. The state income tax rates can range anywhere from 4% to 8.82%, depending on how much you earn.
Yeah, that's a pretty big range.
So even if you're not in the highest tax bracket, you're still saying goodbye to a significant portion of your income.
Right.
And if you're living in the heart of it all, New York City, you'll also get to enjoy the added bonus of a local income tax on top of the state income tax. That little extra can go up to 3.876%. That's the price you pay for living in the city that never sleeps.
Yeah. Well, they got to pay for all those lights somehow.
It sounds like living in the Big Apple comes with a pretty big tax bite.
You can say that again.
It definitely does. And those property taxes we've been talking about, well, they can be sky high in New York, especially in places like Westchester County. Then there's the sales tax, which starts at 4% at the state level, but can climb all the way to 8.875% in New York City when you add in those local taxes.
For every time you buy something, you're paying an arm and a leg.
So basically, every time you go shopping, you're paying a premium just for the privilege of living in New York.
Yeah, but it's New York City, you know. You get what you pay for.
And the list goes on. New York also has a corporate income tax rate of 6.5%, along with a variety of other taxes like a gasoline tax and the highest cigarette tax in the whole country at $4.35 per pack.
I knew it was high there.
So whether you're working, living, or just visiting New York,
Right.
you're going to feel the weight of those taxes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the reality of the Empire State. But it's important to acknowledge that those taxes do go towards funding a wide range of public services,
Yeah.
like transportation infrastructure and social programs.
Right. They have a great public transportation system.
It's like we've seen in other states, there's a trade-off.
Right.
You're paying more, but you're also potentially getting more in return.
Exactly.
Ultimately, it comes down to each individual retiree to weigh those pros and cons.
For sure.
All right, for number 2 on our list, we're heading west to the Aloha State, Hawaii. Now, Hawaii is a dream destination for a lot of retirees. It's got stunning natural beauty, a relaxed pace of life and sunshine year-round.
I mean, who wouldn't want to retire in Hawaii?
It sounds idyllic,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing paradise comes at a price.
Probably.
You guessed it.
Yeah.
Hawaii is one of the most expensive states in the entire country, which can pose a real challenge for retirees who are living on a fixed income.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest expenses retirees should be aware of if they're thinking about Hawaii?
Well, let's see. Housing is always a big one.
Well, housing is a major one. The median home price in Hawaii is hovering around a whopping $800,000.
Wow.
And if you're set on living in Honolulu, you can expect to pay even more.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
So it's safe to say you're not exactly getting a bargain when it comes to real estate in Hawaii.
Not really.
Not even close. And renting isn't much better.
Oh, really?
The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Hawaii is around $2,200 per month. You're essentially paying resort prices just to live there.
So you're saying if I want to live in Hawaii, I need to win the lottery first?
It's like you're on a permanent vacation,
Okay.
but without the unlimited cocktails.
Oh, bummer.
And then there's the cost of everyday necessities like groceries. Everything has to be shipped to the islands,
Right.
which means you're paying a premium for even basic items. A simple trip to the grocery store can end up putting a serious dent in your budget.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And let's not forget about taxes. Hawaii has a state sales tax of 4%, which should go up to 4.5% when you factor in local taxes. They also have an estate tax and a progressive income tax system.
Okay, so it's not just the cost of living, it's the taxes too.
So it sounds like retirees in Hawaii are facing a triple whammy.
Uh-oh.
High housing costs, high cost of living, and a significant tax burden.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's the reality of living in paradise.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to call home, but you definitely need to have a solid financial plan in place to make it work.
Absolutely.
And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. The number 1 state that might rob retirees blind is, drumroll please,
California.
California.
No, you knew it.
California. I can't say I'm surprised, but I'm also a little surprised.
Yeah.
It's known for its beautiful beaches, its booming tech industry, and of course, its notoriously high cost of living.
Yeah, California's beautiful, but it's expensive.
Exactly. And all of those factors contribute to its top spot on our list.
Makes sense.
Let's break it down. What are the biggest financial hurdles retirees face in California?
Well, like you said, the cost of living is a big one.
Well, as you mentioned, the cost of living is astronomical. The median home price in California is over $900,000.
$900,000.
And rents are equally eye-watering.
Wow.
In major cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, you could easily be spending over $3,000 a month on rent for just a one-bedroom apartment.
That's more than my mortgage. I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just housing.
What else is there?
Gas prices, groceries, utilities.
Right.
Everything is more expensive in California.
Yeah.
It's like a constant drain on your bank account.
It really is.
So even if you manage to afford the housing,
Yeah.
you're still constantly shelling out money just to cover basic necessities.
Yeah, I can see how that would be tough for retirees.
And then there's the dreaded tax burden.
Yes.
California has the highest state income tax rate in the entire country, sitting at a painful 13.3%.
Oh, man.
Ouch. That's a huge chunk of your hard-earned money going straight to the state.
It is.
And doesn't stop there.
Oh.
California also has a corporate income tax rate of 8.84% and a sales tax rate that averages around 8.85%, with some areas reaching as high as 10.75%.
Jeez.
It's like they're taxing every aspect of your life.
It sounds like it.
So you're getting hit with taxes on your income,
Yep.
your purchases, and your property.
Yeah.
It all adds up to a very high cost of living,
Right.
which can be incredibly challenging for retirees who are trying to make their savings last.
Absolutely.
So what's the main takeaway here?
Don't retire in California unless you have a lot of money.
The takeaway is that retiring in California is not for the faint of heart.
Right.
You need to have a substantial nest egg and a rock-solid financial plan to make it work.
Yeah, you got to be prepared.
So before you pack your bags and head for the Golden State, make sure you've done your research and crunched the numbers carefully.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And remember, just because a state is beautiful or has a lot to offer doesn't automatically make it the right place for you to retire.
For sure.
It's all about finding a place that aligns with your lifestyle, your budget, and your overall retirement goals.
Absolutely.
And keep in mind, there are plenty of states out there that are more affordable and tax-friendly for retirees. Don't give up on your retirement dreams just yet. Do your research, explore your options, and find that perfect place where you can truly enjoy your golden years.
Exactly.
And if you're looking for more information on retirement planning and financial advice, be sure to check out our other videos and resources.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great information out there.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the 10 states that might rob retirees blind. We hope you found it informative and maybe even a little entertaining.
Yeah, we had fun.
Remember, knowledge is power. When it comes to retirement planning, the more informed you are, the better prepared you'll be.
Absolutely.
So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay tuned for more deep dives into the topics that matter most to you.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.